Hey everybody, in last week's tutorial I told you why it's important to reset slides to initial state so you don't break things in Scorm 1.2. Here I have the same course and I'm just going to show you how the course behaves when you complete a slide, leave the slide, and then return to the slide. Notice how the layer stays open and all my check marks and stuff are here. Now, I just think that's poor user experience. My thought is that I should leave the slide, come back, it should reset so the learner could do the activity again from scratch, but the next button should be enabled, telling them, hey, you've completed this, you can go ahead and move on. Resetting to initial state is a nice way to do this. Let's set it up. So I've reset everything to reset to the initial state. I've completed this slide, I click next, I go back, and it's reset, so I can go through and I can do all these things again. But notice how the next button is still grayed out. It would be really nice if I could make it to where I didn't have to complete the interaction every time. And I'm gonna show you my trick to use a variable in order to do that. Okay, I've set this up in the first couple slides just to give you a demonstration. I have created a variable that's called scene 1 slides complete. This is my intro scene, it's scene 1, and I want to keep track of the number of slides that are complete. If I had 10 scenes, I could do scene 10 slides complete, and so on and so forth. But I'm going to use one variable to keep track of how far a user has made it through a particular scene. So here I am on slide 2 of scene 1. And I have a trigger that says set scene 1 slides complete equal to 2 when the state of all of my hexagons are visited. So this is an interaction, and the interaction is complete when all 4 of these have been clicked. So I'm also saying, okay, when all 4 of them have been clicked, that means I want to say they've completed this slide. So the scene 1 slides complete is now 2. I have a condition that says if scene 1 slides complete is less than 2. And the reason why I need the conditional is, let's imagine I went to slide 7 and completed it. Well, scene 1 slides complete would be 7. But then if I came back to slide 2 and the number is 7, I don't want it to go back to 2. I only want it to go up. So by saying set it to 2 only if it is less than 2, or set it to 7 only if it's less than 7, that number will only ever go up. So they will only be tracking their progress in an upward fashion throughout the scene. That way it'll never go down and you'll always know how far they've become. So now that we have that, we need to determine how we can show the next button when the user returns to this slide. And it's very easy. I just want to change the state of my next button to normal when the timeline starts if scene 1 slides complete is greater than or equal to 2. So when they complete this slide, it's set to 2. So when they go to the next slide, it's going to be 2 before they complete anything. If they come back to this slide, it's 2. So my logic says, hey, look, scene 1 slides complete is greater than or equal to 2. That means they've completed this slide. Let's go ahead and show that next button. So I'm just going to preview this scene really quickly. Okay, here I am again. I've completed the slide. I want to click the next button, and before, when I would come back, it will be disabled. This time, the next button is enabled. So it says to the user, go ahead, redo the interaction, but the next button's enabled because you've already completed it. That, I think, is the best user experience. Now here I haven't implemented the code, but it would be the same basic thing. This interaction has me clicking the 6 titles, getting pop-ups, so I would set scene 1 slides complete to 3 when the state of all of these are visited only if that number is less than 3, and then I could reduplicate that for every slide. You just need to increment that number whenever the slide is complete. Maybe that's on when a particular layer shows, or maybe that's when something else happens. I've seen a lot of people have individual variables for every slide to keep track, and I prefer this method. It's a lot cleaner, and it's a lot more obvious of what's going on once you kind of wrap your head around how to use it. Now I just want to jump into Scorm Cloud, publish real quick, and show you how resetting to initial state keeps that suspend string limit low. let me do that real quick. So I finally got this course into Scorm Cloud, and if you remember, I can get the suspend data by running this little function. So here is my suspend data. I went to the first slide. There's a limit of 4,096 pieces of text. And last time we tested the course with automatically decide on our slides, we broke Scorm at like the second question in the post test. So I'm going to montage my way through this course and see what we get in terms of suspend data. So hang in there with me while I click stuff. Look at this, I've passed the course. So not only did I go all the way through it, I went through more than 2 quiz questions, way more. Let's look at our suspend data. And it's got some data in there, but let's check out its length. So I'm gonna clear that, and length. 504. I just went through, I don't know, 40 slides, and my suspend data is only 504 when I had only gone through like 14 in the automatically decide video, and my suspend data went above the 4,096 threshold. So this is the power of resetting to initial state. Also, it's gonna work for 200 slides. Like that number, the 504, a lot of it has to do with remembering the slide that I'm on currently. If I exit and come back into the course, it has to do with the couple of variables I have around the results and the scene 1 number of slides viewed variable. So really you could probably get 200 to 400 slides. Oh my god, never do that to your learners, but you could do it and it wouldn't break in Scorm 1.2 because of the power of resetting to initial state. And if I use the menu to jump back, hey, I want to review the course, let's see what we got. I click this, and look, my next button's ready for me to keep going if I want to skip ahead, but I can redo the interaction from the beginning, and that's good user experience, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully that makes sense why you choose to reset to initial state. You can find more of the things I'm doing at nickdoesstuff.com. Sign up for the email newsletter, which will just be an aggregate of these tutorials, no bullcrap ever. Find me on LinkedIn and connect. I'm always looking for like-minded individuals, and I'm on Twitter at Nick_Shelton. Make a recommendation, sign up for the email newsletter, let me know what I can do to help you, and I will be back soon for another tutorial. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great rest of the day.